Alright, everyone, alright. I'm gonna be talking about, Disney's, money problems. I'm gonna be talking about that in this video here. Before I do go any further, remember to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I do thoughts and theories, I do reviews, I do gaming videos. In fact, I'm probably going to have a gaming video actually this week. I might have a gaming video, if I have the time, because I'm going to be I'm very busy. There's a lot of personal stuff going on and all that, and that's why I didn't have this uploaded today, because I had to clean Keegan's room and all that. I hate Keegan. I hate him so much. I really do. I hate the way he treats me and stuff, but what can you do, you know? But yeah, sorry about that. So the Powerpuff Girl video will not be uploaded today. I'll try to upload it tomorrow if I should be able to upload it tomorrow maybe. But yeah, but without any further ado, let's go ahead and talk about Disney's greed and stuff. So as you guys know, Disney has been in deep trouble for quite some time now. The company has been leading into some serious problems. Basically, ever since Bob Iger has taken control of Disney, it has went to a different direction, and not a very good direction. Basically, Bob Iger was buying up all these properties and stuff, and overspending on things like Fox and Star Wars and stuff, not having any idea what they were doing with it, and, I mean, it's alright for a company to buy something every so often, but I think they went way overboard, like, buying Fox and stuff, because, now their company has gotten too big to where they can't focus on as much original stuff because they have all these properties they own now, so yeah, I'll go into detail about that in a second, and I'll talk about that, but yeah, basically, last year, Bob Iger announced he was retiring from Disney, probably because he knew Disney was not in a good, way right now with things. Because COVID has kind of screwed them over. If it weren't for Disney Plus, Disney probably would have lost a lot more money, honestly. I wouldn't say they probably would have gone bankrupt, but they would have lost a lot more money because of the parks being shut down and stuff, but yeah, and I'm going to be talking about the parks here in a second, too, but basically, though, he retired, and Bob Chapek took over. Now, I think Bob Iger knew again, the company was getting pretty bad. After all, he's the one who freaking destroyed the company, making focus too much on politics and stuff, and making it really woke and all that. So, yeah, he was responsible for all this stuff, and I'm pretty sure he left the company knowing it was gonna go downhill from even there by taking all the money with him, because of the retirement money. Which he does not deserve because he freaking destroyed Disney, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, there was another CEO before him, Michael Eisner. Now, I don't know much about him. I've heard he had some problems too with the company. Now, unlike Bob Iger, or freaking Bob Iger, at the very start of him being the CEO, he freaking destroyed Disney. With Michael Eisner, at least with Michael Eisner, the Disney company still felt like Disney, and so it still felt like Disney, and all that, but I heard there was some problems with him too. Like, yeah, he was buying up stuff too, and all that, like Bob Iger was, but at least with him buying up certain stuff, at least, some of the stuff was reasonable, like him buying up the Muppets, even though they really haven't done much with the Muppets. At least, he was buying up some stuff, knowing kind of what he was doing, where Bob Iger was just buying crap up, not really thinking about what he was doing, like Star Wars and stuff. But basically, though, Bob Iger retired last year. Bob Chapek took control of the company, and it's not very good right now either. And this is where I'm going to be talking about the whole Disney World thing and stuff. So what is happening at Disney World? What's happening at Disney World? Well, it's getting horribly expensive. Like, it is getting really bad. Like, to the point where a lot of people are not going here. See, Disney doesn't really care about the customers anymore. They don't care about the customers. And I know that some other studio, like other gaming, gaming companies like Nintendo and stuff, like Nintendo, is made a lot of customers mad by shutting down the shops. A lot of people are really not happy with Nintendo shutting down the shops. But Nintendo's only making a few mistakes while Disney is freaking just making a lot of horrible mistakes. Basically destroying what's left of the Disney company. See, with Nintendo still feels like Nintendo, Yeah, it's stupid they're shutting down the shops. In fact, this is the last day where you can use the shop cards and stuff, while Sony's keeping theirs open, but at least they still feel like Nintendo. And that goes for Warner Brothers is having similar problems where they're canceling a lot of films and shows and stuff that are far in production. So clearly that's but Disney is probably in the worst shape compared to all of them I mentioned, including Netflix. Yeah, Disney is freaking just not doing very well at all. They're just basically, I think Bob Chapek doesn't even know what he's doing with Disney. Like, even Bob Iger regrets making him the CEO. That's probably because Bob Iger is not getting what he wants. Basically, Bob Chapek was supposed to be the replacement because hoping that he would do what Bob Iger did, and all that. But Bob Chapek is not doing what Bob Iger wants, so that makes Bob Iger mad. Bob Iger's not very happy with that. But Bob Iger can burn in hell. He can freaking burn in hell. I hate him. I really do. I don't like Bob Chapek either. I freaking hate Bob Chapek, but I think Bob Iger was worse. He was much worse. He was the one who, again, bought all these companies up, and which, again, I will go into detail about that and all that in a second, but yeah, he bought all the companies up. He turned the company woke. I mean, with Walt Disney himself, I heard he was Republican. He was a Republican. He was really focused on politics and stuff, but it still felt like a family-friendly company. Now it just feels like all they care about is making money and and focusing on buying up, properties and stuff rather than focusing on original content. So yeah, but basically Bob Chapek here's the thing with him though is I'm not sure why Bob Iger is not really hates Bob Chapek because he regrets making him the CEO, but I definitely assume he's not doing what Bob Iger wanted, but but I don't know, but again, they're both horrible CEOs, but basically Bob Iger's worse, but basically what Bob Chapek is focused more on making money. He wants to make money and stuff. See, what happened when Bob Iger bought Fox, I believe, I'm not sure if this is correct, but I hear it put Disney in lots of money in debt. Because they overspent on Fox, making Disney lose a lot of money. Because even before COVID hit, they lost billions of dollars before COVID hit. So even before COVID hit, they were losing a lot of money because freaking Bob Iger decided to buy Fox, and that worked out so well because they've shut down a lot of they've shut down Blue Sky and stuff, making the whole Fox deal completely useless and pointless to buy because they got nothing for it because they shut down Blue Sky and stuff, and then they canceled a lot of original films. So basically, they spent all this money on Fox, and they got nothing for it. They got all of Fox's library movies, but a lot of these movies are also partnered up with other studios. So like Alvin and the Chipmunks, although 20th Century Fox helped produce some of these movies, including a lot of movies that were made by DreamWorks, they don't actually own the rights to it. So that means when Disney bought it, they actually don't actually own a lot of these films. So when Bob Iger bought Fox, not only he basically canceled a lot of original films that were either close to being done, or they were working on making them, he also shut down Blue Sky, basically making Fox kind of pointless. So that put Disney in a lot of money in debt. So buying Fox was a stupid idea. Plus, there's not really as much original stuff. That goes for if Universal bought Fox too. They would be at the same problem. They would have gotten too big to where there would be not as many original films coming from that studio. So even if Universal bought Fox, it still would have sucked. It probably wouldn't have been as bad because Universal, I don't think, is as woke as Disney is with Disney, but it would have still been bad because that would have cost them not to have as much original films. Plus, because they own so much stuff, they'd be forced to pay all these employees, because when you buy something, you may think you own all the stuff, which is true, but you also have to go with responsibility by paying the employees at the studios or other companies you purchased. So Disney is stuck paying all these shows to air and stuff. So Disney's freaking screwed themselves over. That's why Bob Chapek is raising prices at Disney World and stuff. Because, you could argue maybe it's a different reason, but I think that's probably the main reason, because Bob Chapek knows the company has lost a lot of money. Instead of selling Fox to make the money back, which I doubt they'd be able to make all the money back they used to buy Fox. One, because Fox was, when they bought Fox, they overspent on it, which means I doubt anyone would want to, like Universal or Paramount would want to buy Fox for $71 billion, because that's a lot of money, and Disney spent too much money on it. And number two, why would, Fox is not worth as much as it was now, because they shut Blue Sky down and stuff, meaning that it's not worth as much anymore because they shut it down and stuff. So it's not worth as much. So they could still sell it and get some of the money back instead of raising the prices. That's the problem. See, Disney Plus is going to, at the end of the year, they're going to be raising their prices, which, again, I'm not shocked. I actually pointed this out a couple years ago. Ever since Disney Plus actually launched, I was like, $16.99 is too cheap for Disney, because Disney is so expensive. And it's true, they've raised their prices. I think it was last year or this year, I can't remember which year, because honestly, these last couple years have been so similar with things that I can't keep up with it. But basically, they raised their prices from $6.99 to $7.99, and now they're going to go all the way up to $10.99, so they're going to be going up. It's going to be going up. Plus, they're going to be doing ads, which I'm sure that's going to go up even more and all that, so they've already jacked the price up on Hulu, so yeah. And that was before Bob Chapek became the CEO, so yeah. I think Bob Chapek was the person who was responsible for the parks. And speaking of the parks, like I mentioned earlier, I first started the video, that yes, the parks are getting so expensive now. See, like I said, Disney does not care about their customers. All they care about is making money. And what's happening is that their plan is, here's their plan. Their plan is they're going to be raising the prices to where only the rich can afford, so they can make the money back that way. Now, this plan is not very good, and it's probably going to backfire in their face, because what's going to happen is they're gonna be making people mad. They are. They've already caused a lot of people to leave and ditch Disney because people are fed up with their bogus, and what's happening is like they're targeting rich people. The problem is if they get too expensive, even the rich people are not gonna want to go to Disney World and Disneyland because it's gonna be so expensive. And plus, with food going up and shortages and all that, with that causing things to go up too, people are not gonna be wanting to go to Disney World and stuff because it's too expensive. Plus, with Universal adding Nintendo Land on top of that, yeah, that's probably gonna drag a lot of people away from Disney World. Plus, at the same time, Disney World is not the same as it used to be. It's not the same. Now, I've never been to Disney World myself, but I know it's not the same because they've constantly been removing rides and advertisement stuff and all of that. Like, they've been making changes, making the whole, experience feel pointless because it's not nostalgic. People like to go to Disney World because it's fun, it's a park, you can go to all year around, and it's also the nostalgic feeling, Like, people want to see, historic stuff. That's why we have museums, like, with dinosaurs and stuff, because it's historic. The problem is, though, is that they're changing the parks up to the point where they don't feel like, Disney anymore. Plus, I've also been hearing they're planning on removing Walt's name from the Disney World. I think they've already done it with Disneyland, but they're doing it with Disney World too. Now, I know some people probably don't mind that because well, for one, I heard Walt Disney was actually gonna get rid of wasn't gonna add the Walt anyway. But when he died, Roy Disney added the Walt to the name. But I feel like they should keep the Walt in there. I mean, I know no one calls Disney Walt Disney. Everyone calls just the company Disney, but that kind of beats the whole purpose of respecting, the creator of Disney himself, Walt Disney. So, yeah. So, basically, they're talking about maybe removing his name from, the company, just calling the park's calling it Disney World and not Walt Disney World. Which I feel like that's kind of disrespectful, but I mean, I know Clownfish TV said they're fine with that, but personally, in my opinion, I think they should just leave the name alone and just that way people can look at going into the front entrance and look at the name, Because I think it's more, it makes the title of the parks feel more, fancy, than just calling it Disney. Because when you remove Walt's name, it just feels empty inside. But that's the problem. Again, they're removing all this stuff, making the parks feel pointless. And like I said, it's getting so expensive now, where only rich people are gonna want to go. And the problem is, even the rich people will probably get to the point where they're gonna be even like it's getting too expensive. And there's other places we can go that are actually better, and that's true. I mean, you got Six Flags, Universal parks, you got all that you can go to and then skip Disney World. That's the problem. It's just getting expensive, and we got the die-hard fans, the Disney nerds, the Disney nerds who can't accept, well, some of them just, well, yeah, like, I'm not being rude here for people who are very Disney nerds and stuff. I got a friend who's a Disney nerd. She really likes, Disney World and stuff. Her name's Grace. She really likes, Disney World. But I feel like, even at some point, you gotta accept that it's not the same company anymore. And I feel like that's what's gonna happen with the Disney nerds. The people who are Disney nerds are even going to turn on them, realizing it's not Disney anymore, because it really isn't. So clearly, it's just getting pretty bad, and it's getting worse. Like, while other companies are getting better, Disney is getting worse. It's getting really bad. It's getting pretty bad with Disney. a lot of their movies have been bombing in the box office. I think only a few have actually been doing really well. Most of them have bombed. Either that or they just flat out been okay, and people are just tired of Disney and their stuff. People are just tired of them. A lot of people even want Disney gone. That's how bad it's gotten. It's a shame because about probably 10 years ago, people have been like, Disney's such a great company. I'm glad it's around, but now people are just getting sick of it. And this stuff's been going on for a long time. And yeah, Michael Eisner has caused, I think, a lot of problems too with Disney, but not as much as Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are doing. Like I said, they don't focus on, well, I haven't actually said this yet, but they don't focus on animation anymore. They've been focusing on, remaking all their classic films, and then they've been redoing a lot of their films on DVD, getting rid of, the classic intros and stuff. And I know that's not really a huge problem, but for people like me who like to buy Disney DVDs and like to see that 2D castle, from the Lion King and stuff, it sucks that they removed it and all that on Disney Plus and DVDs. It's just getting pretty bad. It's getting really bad with Disney. It really is. And I feel like it's just gonna get worse. And I don't know what else to say. I mean, yeah, I know Bob Chapek is probably doing this, like I mentioned, because Bob Iger screwed up by buying Fox. It was such a stupid idea because they have no idea what they're doing with it. They're making all these pointless sequels and stuff and all that, ruining franchises. Like Sweet Home Alone was terrible, I hear. So was Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild. Like, I saw a reaction to that movie. That movie looked awful. I saw a reaction to it. It was pretty bad, and I don't even want to review. I don't know if I want to review it. Maybe I may review it down the road. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of moved on from Disney myself, but I don't know. I mean, I could review it just to see how bad it really is, but I don't know. But it's just sad what they have become. They just become this corrupted, company who's got greedy. Basically, they become Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob. And that's not a good thing. That's a bad thing. Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob scams people, like children and stuff, on Krabby Land, and then, and he put people's lives in danger on a ride on, the Malo episode from season 7, and that's kind of the thing. That's what Disney's become. I mean, they can't even fix their rides half the time because they've gotten so bad. But see, they have all this money. I mean, they don't have as much money as they used to, but they have money to fix this stuff and fix the problems. And they also have the opportunity to sell some of this stuff. But instead, they'd rather shut it down, like Hulu and stuff. They'd rather shut it down than sell it. Because they really need the money, and forcing people to spend like thousands of dollars for a trip to a theme park is pretty bad. And like I said, I feel like the rich people are gonna start turning on them soon, and soon, like even the diehard fans are gonna turn on them. So yeah, but I don't know. Again, no offense to people who are diehard fans of Disney, but I'm just saying, even at this point, you guys will probably even see how bad it's getting. Like, it's really bad. I mean, they don't even treat their employees right either, so it's pretty bad. I mean, heck, a lot of their employees, like Jack Sparrow. He I think it's Jack Sparrow or Johnny Depp. Sorry, Johnny Depp. I get his name mixed up with the Pirates of the Caribbean, but yeah, he left Disney. Disney has frustrated him to where he left. I don't blame him, and so was many other employees, like John Lasseter. Well, John Lasseter, I think, got fired, but still, it's just a lot of people are just tired of Disney. Even people working for Disney are tired of them, so. But I don't know what to say here. I'm probably going to go ahead and let this go, though. I might have a little surprise thumbnail for you guys to match this video, but I'm going to go ahead and let this go, though, so, I don't know what else to say here. I'm just tired of Disney being like this. And I'm at the point where I'm just running out of things to say about them. But I figured I had a lot to say about this video, so that's why I'm making it. And I might have one on Warner Brothers soon, too. I don't know. But I said Warner Brothers is the same way, too. Their major problem is, they're canceling all these films and stuff and all that. I don't have really much else to say. I don't want to keep announcing them canceling projects. That's why I don't do these news-related stuff often. Now, I will do stuff maybe occasionally if they announce things I really want to see, but, like, I might have one for Warner Brothers tomorrow. Maybe. Or maybe it might be on Wednesday. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I'm going to go ahead and let this go. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to go ahead and let this go. See you guys later. Bye.